And that's all we have right now, Judge.
All right. Would Ms. Miller like to make a statement on her own behalf?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to apologize to the Miss Lisa, who I go by. I was going through a rough time. I had no business putting my hands on her in any type of way. That is not. I've grown so much from those things, and it was just so much going on in my life, and I reacted the wrong way, and I'm solely sorry for that. And I hope that she would accept my apology, and one day that we can be friends again, because we were good friends.
Y'all was good friends before you hit her in the nail salon?
Yes, ma'am. I've been going to her for years. She was over at on 7 Mile and Schaefer at another. She had her own place, and I used to go to her like every week. And so
Oh.
she's a very nice person, a very sweet person, and I was just caught up in the moment. And I haven't been able to apologize to her because I'm not able to go there and contact her. But in the future, I would like to regain our friendship, and hopefully she will accept my apology, and we'll remain friends or start over again.
Okay. All right. So the court is ready to impose sentence. I do so in the following manner. I mean, Miss Miller, I don't know what you were going through, and a lot of times when I'm going through stuff, I literally try to stay home. I don't know. That's like some with, sometimes you just have to stay home because you don't know what's gonna happen when you encounter people, and just sometimes it just be a lot. Life is heavy sometimes, and so that's how we have to, and that's why I tell people too. Everybody need to like check in mentally with themselves, with the therapist, with their friends, to see how you doing, gauge yourself, because this kind of stuff can happen when you going through, you overreact. I was just talking about this yesterday at church, after church, with some ladies, about how you never know what's going to, like kind of how you're going to really react in certain situations. And when life is heavy, and we're going through things, sometimes we just have to stay home and be by ourselves so that we don't encounter people, because on a good day, the people, can try you and test you. And then on your bad day, they definitely can try you and test you. And now you ended up in this type of situation. Not only have you spent money, and Mr. Tuttles would have defended you to the best of his ability, and you might have got a not guilty from him. I don't know. Sometimes jurors do things that we not even, that kind of make us say, but Mr. Tuttles was a great attorney. But his death has, of course, showed us, as all death does, you never know. One day you here, one day you're not. And fighting with your nail tech is not something you want to do in between the days. Now you lost a good nail tech. You've been going to the nail tech.
Yes.
Now you lost a good nail tech. Okay. So anyway, Ms. Miller, I'm going to accept the recommendation for probation, but I am going to reduce it. Probation recommended 15 months, and you do have a small criminal history, but I'm not going to, it's nothing that would cause me to put you on the 15-month, in my opinion. So I'm going to reduce it to 12 months, and then you would have an opportunity for the early discharge at 6 months if you comply with the terms and conditions of probation. So I'm going to give you a final review date. Mr. Flanagan, look up a 12-month date for me. And then I'll give you an interim review date where you will be eligible for discharge. I will sentence you pursuant to MCLA 771.1 with no objection from the people. That's a delayed sentence, meaning that upon completion of the, thank you, January 22nd, 2025 is the 12-month date. Upon completion of the probation successfully, the matter will be dismissed. You will be discharged from probation. The conviction will be removed from your record. Mr. Flanagan, give me a 6-month date. In the meantime, the conditions of your probation are as follows. You shall not violate any criminal law of any governmental unit. That means no new cases. You cannot leave the state of Michigan without my consent. You must notify probation immediately of any change of your address, phone number, or employment status. I shouldn't say my consent. the court's consent, because in my absence, somebody else can give you consent, like if there's a judge standing in. So without the court's consent, you must notify probation and media of any change of your address, phone number, or employment status. You will report to probation on a monthly basis, and you will pay the following fines, costs, and fees. The court does note the income that is reported on page 5. And so the court is going to impose the following fines, costs, and fees. Mandatory cost of $210. I'm going to waive the attorney's fee. I'm going to impose only a $125 fine, no restitution. I'm sorry, I should say, I didn't see any claim for restitution. Ms. Ritter, am I correct?
So, Judge, according to probation, they did reach out to the complaining witness and they spoke with someone. I believe the complaining witness doesn't speak English, but they spoke with someone on behalf of the complaining witness. And there was an indication that there were some medical bills, but the medical bills weren't forwarded over to probation. And I don't have any information regarding restitution as to medical claims.
Right now, I'm setting restitution at 0. I am going to reduce the oversight fees for probation also with respect to Ms. Miller, based upon 2 things. One, that she did pay counsel to represent her and the counsel subsequently passed. She's not going to get that money back, but I am going to give her some credit towards her. I'll reduce her oversight fees from $35 a month. I'll reduce them down to $20 a month. For the 12 months, that will be $240. If you get discharged at 6 months, that'll only be $120. And then the court is going to impose a $25 pre-sentence investigation fee that is reduced from the $50 that I had been imposing. I am not going to order, let's see. I thought I saw that she had tested negative. Let's make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, she tested on January 8th. She was negative for all substances. And then we're not going to go back to what we used to do, but I'm going to give her a chance to be I am going to order some testing once a month at the 36th District Court. So that's the $10 testing. And I may waive the cost, but I want to see a couple of tests just to make sure she's not reverting back to previous things that was reported. So I'm going to just I'll reduce her testing fee to $5 per test, and I'll impose it for 6 months. That's $30. And then the total fines, costs, and fees would be $600, and $60. And in order to get discharged early, she would have to pay $550. You shall not use or possess any illegal substances, no marijuana without a valid medical marijuana card, no opiates without a letter of explanation and prescription from the doctor, no driving without a valid license, 15 weeks of anger management, clear up any outstanding warrants. You have a $462 balance at 36th District Court. You have to pay it or get on a payment plan for it. And I'm not going to order the mental health evaluation. And I'm not going to set a restitution hearing at this time, but if the probation or prosecutor receives any information, they can request one. I'm not ordering driver's improvement nor the handgun. I'm not ordering it. All right. You're gonna come back to see me July the 22nd. Is the one scheduled that day at 1:30 or 10 o'clock?
10 a.m.
Gonna come back to see me July 22nd at 10 a.m. We will mail a copy of this order to the Lauder Street address. And then Ms. Stevenson, you said you were gonna correct the phone number?
The address, and I've emailed that to Mr. Clerk.
So I'm sorry, we're gonna send the order to the updated address, and probation will contact you at the phone number ended in 2496. Anything further?
Nothing.